Today we're taking a look at a 2020 Toyota 4Runner with the Nightshade Edition package. The 4Runner was first introduced in 1984 and it's seen 5 generations. The 5th and current generation was all new for the 2010 model year and saw a minor update for the 2014 and 2020 model years, and it's expected to continue production through 2022 before we see the all new 6th generation 4Runner. Each generation of the 4Runner is iconic in its own right, and the 5th generation has proved to be especially resilient with an impressive 12-year lifespan, seeing very few changes, and sales have actually increased in recent years. The 4Runner has a rugged look which is backed up by its impressive off-road capabilities. It has an aggressive front end that varies by trim package, bulging fenders at the front and rear, and has a tall stance with 9.6 inches of ground clearance. This model has the Nightshade package, which became available starting for the 2019 model year and is based on the limited trim but blacks out the badging, the lower front and rear fascias, wheels, and several trim pieces inside. The Nightshade and limited models offer this more conservative front fascia, while the SR5, TRD, and Pro models are a bit more bold with a larger grille and a revised bumper. This model's got a smart key, so if I put my finger here on the door and my key's in the pocket, automatically locks the doors. Likewise, we can put our hand right here and automatically unlock. And then inside, you'll see it's got a pretty nice interior. It is getting up there in age a little bit, but with the 2020 refresh, we get an updated instrument cluster and a larger center infotainment screen. The Nightshade Edition is also based on the Limited, so this comes very heavily loaded with features, and then a number of the trim pieces are black on this model. We've got power windows, power door locks, memory settings for 2 drivers, a premium JBL audio system. Driver's seat is full power with lumbar support. And we've got a perforated leather. This driver and front passenger seat are also heated and cooled. To the left of our steering column, got power mirrors, dimmer switch for the instrument cluster, auto lighting controls, switch for the rear windshield wiper, as well as the power inverter that's in the rear cargo area. Steering wheel is also wrapped in a perforated leather, audio controls and Bluetooth controls on the left-hand side, and then we can adjust some of the settings on the instrument cluster with these buttons on the right-hand side. We've also got adaptive cruise control and a lane departure warning system. With the smart key, we've also got a push-button start, so again, if the key is in the vehicle, we can just push that to power up. Give you a better look at the instrument cluster here. It's got a nice clean, simple look to it. Center console here, we've got a clock up top, a couple of vents and hazard lights, and then again a larger infotainment screen with the 2020 and newer models. You'll see that we've got navigation system. We've also got an audio system with AM/FM radio, CD player, Bluetooth. Vehicle is equipped with a number of apps, so you can do Pandora, other similar services if you have that subscription. Bluetooth system for placing calls through the vehicle audio system. Basically, systems equivalent with any other newer model you'll find on the market today. And then down below, unique feature of the limited model is that we've got a dual zone climate control system, obviously heat and air conditioning. And then down below that, we've got a USB outlet, controls for the heated and cooled seats for the driver front passenger side, and a 12-volt outlet. Got a cup holder. Got our 4-wheel drive shifter down here below as well. It's got a 4 low and high setting. Got our gear shifter, control for the rear power window, another cup holder, large armrest here with plenty of storage space inside, as well as another 12-volt outlet. Self-dimming rear view mirror, compartment for sunglasses. Got a button here to turn off traction control. We've also got the A-Track system. I'll get into that more later, as well as the hill descent control. Got an SOS system, can program up to 3 garage door openers, and we've also got controls here for our sunroof, which is tilt and sliding. The rear seat of the 4Runner is plenty spacious in terms of leg, head, and shoulder room. Our center seat back folds down into an armrest with 2 cup holders. We can also fold the seats down flat into the floor if desired. It's a 3-step process, giving you more cargo space. We can just as easily put these back into position. Got a couple of vents here in the center console, as well as 2 USB outlets. And then we've got cup holder space built into both side doors. A real cool feature on the 4Runner is this electronically sliding rear window with the smart key. As long as the key is in my pocket, we can just do this with push of a button, so kind of a cool feature. If you don't have the smart key, you've got to do that with a key. Go ahead and open up back here, and you'll see you've got plenty of cargo space. The 5th generation 4Runner is available with an optional 3rd row seat. You'll see that on this model it doesn't have that, which drops this floor down, giving you more cargo space. But it is a cool feature to have available. Again, obviously those seats drop down, giving you more cargo space as well. This model's got that JBL audio system, so we've got the subwoofer built in here on the side. Also got that power inverter button up front, so that interfaces with this here. And we've also got a 12-volt outlet, a little bit of storage space on either side as well, but definitely very spacious back here. Now the 5th generation 4Runner is available in either rear-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, and among 4-wheel drive models you can get it with either a part-time 4-wheel drive system or a full-time 4-wheel drive system. The limited and Nightshade edition models come with the full-time system, while other models come with that part-time system. As far as engines go, for 2010 when the 4Runner first came out, you could get it with a 2.7 liter inline 4-cylinder engine on rear-wheel drive models. That engine wasn't very popular, so it was discontinued after that first year, and then this 4-liter V6 is what you're going to find on all other 5th generation 4Runners. It's got 270 horsepower, 278 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired to a 5-speed automatic transmission. That's good for a 0 to 60 time of 7.8 seconds, max tow capacity of 5,000 pounds, and a fuel economy rating of 17 miles per gallon in the city and 20 miles per gallon on the highway with 4-wheel drive, and you'll see a 1 mile per gallon bump on rear-wheel drive models. All right, we'll start this driving test with a little acceleration onto the highway. Which definitely brings us to one of the downsides of the 4Runner. It's a downside and an upside. The downside is that the powertrain is pretty underpowered, and then the fuel economy is also quite poor. The upside is that these are a tried and tested powertrain. A lot of 5th generation 4Runners out there on the road with really high mileage continuing to perform very well, so it's reliable and durable. The downside, again, is just that it's pretty underpowered and the fuel economy is pretty bad. There are a lot of other SUVs in this segment, similar size, offering much better performance in terms of acceleration, tow capacity, and fuel economy. Another downside or upside to the 4Runner is that it drives like a truck. A lot of other SUVs in this segment that are unibody construction, very smooth, quiet, comfortable, great handling. That's not the 4Runner. It's okay for what it is, but this is body-on-frame construction. It's got a high center of gravity, and that affects the overall ride quality and handling. Now the biggest upside to that is that this is going to be a lot more off-road capable than other vehicles in this segment. It's got 9.6 inches of ground clearance. It's body-on-frame construction, so rather than being built on a car chassis, it's built on a truck chassis. It's going to be a lot more heavy-duty, a lot more durable when you get off on those beaten roads. Obviously we've got the 4-wheel drive system that's very capable with either the low or high range option. This model, being the Nightshade edition, has the full-time 4-wheel drive system. So you can either just leave it in that full-time 4-wheel drive, or you can lock it in 4-wheel drive in either a low or high setting. I mentioned earlier that the 4Runner also has the A-Track system, got the little control up here by the mirror. That's a pretty cool system as well. It works a little bit like a locking differential, where if you've got one wheel spinning and the other one's just sitting still, generally when you've got an open diff, that's just how it's going to be. If you're stuck in a situation, one tire's got traction and one doesn't, that one that doesn't is going to be spinning. With the A-Track system, it's able to apply braking to that tire that's spinning and transfer power to the other side. So it's really helpful for getting out of some of those sticky situations. And then the 4Runner also comes with the hill descent control, which means if you're off-roading and you're on a really like sandy or soft surface or something, you're a little bit concerned coming down, you can push that hill descent control button and the vehicle will basically help you to get down those steep grades, slow the vehicle down so you can keep control in those really tricky situations. The 2020 refresh on the 4Runner is nice. It's mostly aesthetic, doesn't really add a whole lot of additional features, which is fine. I've actually got a 2017 4Runner myself, and I felt like the interior was okay in that too. But this update is nice. The instrument cluster in particular does just have a much more classy look to it. The larger screen here is nice, especially when you're using it as a backup cam. And then a really nice thing about the limited and Nightshade edition models is that you've got this dual zone climate control system. My wife and I have very different thermostats, and so it's little bit tougher in our SR5 4Runner, where we can only control the front of the vehicle at one temperature setting. Here it's nice that if I want to have it a little bit warmer or cooler, or she wants it warmer or cooler, we've got that independent control. And then likewise with the heated and cooled seats, gives you a little bit more of that flexibility. The 4Runner is available in a number of different trim packages, starting off with the base SR5 model. Then they've got the SR5 Premium, which adds just a few luxury features. Then you've got the TRD Off-Road. That's a really nice place to be if you want one that's really off-road capable, because it's got the multi-terrain select system as well as the locking differential. And then they also offer the TRD Off-Road Premium, which again has that off-road capability but adds a few of those luxury features. We've got the limited model, which is basically your luxury model, very similar to what we've got here with the Nightshade Edition, and then the Nightshade Edition adds those black accents. And then the top of the line model is the TRD Pro model, which basically combines the best of the limited model with the TRD off-road model. So you've got all of that off-road capability and all of the luxury mixed in a single package. Another unique thing about the 4Runner is that it is available with an optional third row seat, but only on the limited Nightshade Edition model and the SR5 and SR5 Premium model. So that's actually the main reason that I went with the SR5 Premium, is that we wanted that third row seat, and I like the front fascia that you get on the SR5 more than what you get on the limited and the Nightshade Edition model. But number of things to keep in mind. If you don't have a need for that third row seat, I would probably recommend going for the TRD Off-Road Premium, because you get the multi-terrain select, you get the locking differential, you get a few of those luxury features, and it's a lot less expensive than the TRD Pro. So there you go, that's a look at the 2020 4Runner with the Nightshade Edition package. I'd say the most impressive thing about this vehicle is the lifespan. If you bought one of these about 12 years ago, you're essentially getting the same vehicle that you would get if you bought one today. They did see minor updates for 2014 and 2020, but in the large scheme of things, this is pretty much the same vehicle. And the fact that sales are still increasing on new 4Runners today is a real testament to the quality of this vehicle. You do make some sacrifices in terms of performance, ride quality, fuel economy. I wouldn't say it's quite as comfortable as some of the other competitors within this segment, but the trade-off is that there's some things that are really great about the 4Runner. Incredible off-road capability. It's body-on-frame construction. It's got that 8-track system, 4-wheel drive system. There's a lot you can do with the 4Runner that you can't do with other vehicles in this classification. And then obviously the simplicity of this vehicle benefits it in terms of reliability and durability. These vehicles are known to last for a long time. A lot of these 5th generation 4Runners are really high mileage that are continuing to drive very strong. And so that's the real highlight of these 4Runners, that off-road capability and the reliability and durability. If you guys have any comments or questions on the 5th generation 4Runner, leave them in the comment section below. For more car reviews, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.